Hello, I'm Catherine Moyer, a Senior Associate in our Corporate Finance practice in London, and I'm here with Andre Duminy, a Corporate Partner who specialises in outsourcing and transitional services. Andre has just participated in a webinar on transitional services and separation in M&A transactions, and this video is going to summarise some of the key messages from that webinar. Andre, could you start by taking it back to its very basic level and just summarising the sorts of things that are covered in a transitional services agreement?
Sure. It very much actually depends, Catherine, on what the business looks like and how it's supported. People very often ask us the question at the start, what should I be thinking about? What is typically covered in a TSA? And the answer is, it varies. It can be anything and everything. It can range from facilities, premises sharing, HR, back office systems, logistics, marketing, but almost invariably it will include IT, because IT is unbelievably complicated to separate and because all businesses rely on IT these days to function.
Okay, interesting. So it's obviously quite a large piece of the M&A jigsaw puzzle. What are the benefits for the buyer and the seller in terms of putting in place a TSA?
Well, it's a good question actually to ask, because people tend to focus on what the risks are of not getting the TSA right. And it is correct to focus on that as well, but what people sometimes tend to forget is a TSA allows you to speed up the disposal process quite significantly, because you don't have to pre-package your target business as a standalone business. It allows more flexibility to bring in additional potential buyers. You can sell to private equity, to trade buyers, and what you're doing is you're describing your business without trying to do all the work to make it standalone in a way that will potentially not be attractive to your universe of buyers. So it speeds up the process. It allows you to attract more potential interested bidders, and if you get the TSA right as well, you will have a clear, laid out separation plan. Everybody understands how this business is eventually going to be separated and integrated into the new business.
And you say if you get this right, how do you know that you've covered the services that you need, and what happens if you haven't?
Well, that's always an issue, a concern for both the buyer and actually the seller in a transaction. Sellers, when they start to think about the universe of their TSA services, will think about this from a buyer's perspective as well, if they do it right. And one of the key concerns for a buyer is always going to be, how do I know, because I don't know the business inside out, how do I know that between what I've just bought and what I get under the TSA is everything I need to run this business? That's a really key concern for a number of buyers out there. There are a number of mechanisms which you can use to get that comfort. Obviously, you're going to talk to management and get a degree of comfort that the people who are going to run this business, who know this business or should know this business, have a fair degree of confidence in what you're getting. Another thing that you will do is add what's called an omitted services type arrangement into your TSA, which if a service was previously provided, it was inadvertently missed in your schedule of TSA services, you have a mechanism for adding that later. Obviously, that's not without risk, because it can change your cost base. You will need to factor something else in that will need to be separated and so on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.